with Coach Kevin Whitley with the Georgia Southern DB coach. How you doing today, Coach?
I'm great, man. How you doing?
I'm doing great. I know
Good.
that you coach All-Pro safety Eric Berry in high school.
I did.
And I was wanting to just get started. When did you start coaching Eric Berry?
As a ninth grader, my first year the head coach at Creekside, he was an incoming ninth grader.
Okay, and then and how good was Eric Berry from freshman all the way to senior? Did you know that he was going to be that special?
Oh, well, when I got the job, there was a lot of buzz about a ninth grader that was supposed to be really good. You know, as a coach, you hear that quite often, but he lived up to the billing. He was focused, hardworking, and so you knew early on that he had a chance to be a great player.
Okay, and what was his mentality like when you was coaching him from freshman all the way to senior? Did he have different mentalities every year, or was it just the same mentality?
No, he just always worked to get better. You know, like I say, he was a hard worker. You could tell he cared about football, and it meant a lot to him.
And what stand him out from other players in the Georgia area when he was coaching them?
In the Georgia area, he clearly was one of the top players in the state of Georgia, if not the country. Just hard worker, you know, worked hard, loved the game, and you know, just wanted to be good.
And I was going to say, what was fun about him? You loved the coach and loved watching him play on that field. What made you like excited to see him play?
Well, I think, you know, anytime you coach great players, you know, they make you a better coach. You know, he definitely did that for us. But, you know, just the way he prepared, the way he was always thinking about his teammates. He was a great teammate, great kid to coach. He was great off the field, in the classroom. You know, he was just a whole package.
And how much did he have a breakout year during his what was his breakout year during his high school career? What was the biggest breakout he had?
You know, he got better every year. I mean, every year he made a statement. So I wouldn't say one year was a breakout year. I think once he stepped on the scene as a ninth grader, you know, the legend just kind of grew from there. So he got better every week.
Okay, and he played quarterback for you, right? And did you know that he was going to play safety in college, or you wasn't expecting to play safety?
Yeah, he actually played safety for us. He didn't play corner in high school. He played quarterback and free safety. We didn't put him at corner in high school so people could avoid throwing it to his side. So he played safety where he could roam the field. He was a great overlapper. You know, he could clean things up for us. He's a good tackler. So, you know, I never thought he played. Now, only time he played corner was in the Army All-American game. But, you know, eventually when he got Tennessee, they moved him back to safety, where it was probably the best fit for him.
Okay. And when he was getting so much, he got college offers from Ohio State, Auburn, Tennessee, USC. Did you figure he was going to commit to Tennessee, or you feel like he was going to go to a different school?
Well, he did have a lot of offers, but I felt like, you know, he was real close to his family. His parents were very supportive, very, you know, very influential in what he did. His dad actually played at Tennessee. So I felt like it would be very hard for him not to go to Tennessee, and he ended up choosing Tennessee, I think, basically because of the legacy that his father laid before him, and then his two younger brothers actually went to Tennessee as well.
Okay. And did you feel like he was going to play as a true freshman when he stepped foot on that campus?
Yeah, I mean, I knew he would play as a freshman. You know, like I said, I couldn't imagine him having, you know, anybody that was better than him. It just mattered of him learning the system, which I knew he would pick up pretty quickly because he was a very intelligent kid. So yeah, I knew he would play as a freshman.
And I just want to ask this. So, you know, Eric Berry had cancer, and you found out, how devastated were you found out he had cancer? Did you feel like his playing career was over?
Well, you know what? I did. Once I found out about it, I wasn't shocked to get the news because he was very athletic, very healthy young man. I just kind of let you know that you can't take life for granted. He, you know, he got diagnosed with it. He attacked it head on. So I had no doubt that if he wanted to return, he would find a way to get it done. He did.
And was you like surprised that he beat cancer less than a year? It was right like 8 months. Were you surprised by that?
Nah, you know, I hate to say that. definitely a blessing from above. But he has done really nothing to surprise me. He's been unbelievable player and a young man ever since I met him in the ninth grade. He gives back to his community. He supports his family and friends. He speaks to a number of high schools. No, it didn't surprise me. He's probably as good as they come.
And I want you to describe as Eric Berry, like what was the difference between like, we got classroom and how much was he like an actual coachable player? Was he like a true student at the game?
Yeah, I think he was. Eric, I think he learned in high school the importance of watching film and studying opponents. And I think he got better at that as he got older and got to the next level. So very, very focused on the game. So he didn't take it for granted. He didn't, assume that his talents were going to allow him to win. So he actually, very, very much student of the game, very much wanted to learn. We had a good coaching staff. And he really took something from all of us and made himself a better player.
And he got drafted by the Kansas City Chiefs, the 5th overall pick since Sean Taylor played. And do you feel like he was the next Sean Taylor when he got drafted?
Nope, just the first Eric Berry. All he had to do was be Eric Berry. He wasn't trying to be anybody else. That's a great comparison. But now I just focus on being the best he could be, the best version of himself. So that's what he did.
But you was excited to see him on that field, and you knew that he was that special. He was going to be the heartbeat for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, I knew he'd be a really good player. I thought that he would be a really good player. You never, there's so many guys go to the NFL and they're really good in high school and college that just become average players. But he's probably one of the best players I've been around. And if he didn't make Pro Bowls and win Comeback Player of the Year, I wouldn't know what it looked like. So nothing he's done surprised me. Like I say, he worked tremendously hard, focused about it, loved the game, played it the right way, practiced the right way. And when you do all those things, normally good things happen.
And now you're at Georgia Southern, and do you ever like mention your DBs, like what's the difference between being a student of the game and a football player? Do you ever like demonstrate them with Eric Berry?
Not really, Eric. I mean, some guys ask me about it when they find out I coached them in high school, but that's I'm just focused on getting them guys the best they can be. So at our level, guys have got to, you got to be serious about it. You can't just can't love it. You got to live it, which means you got to, you got to study. You got to take care of your body. You got to be great in the classroom, in the film room, and all those things go into being a really good football player. And so those guys, like I said, they're aware that I've coached them. But it's amazing that he's old for some of those guys. They know who he is, but he hadn't played in what? I mean, I don't know, I guess 4 years or so. And so, those guys was 14 years old at that time. So, I mean, they're aware of him. They've seen him play. They know he's a very good player, but his name doesn't come up often.
Do you still keep in contact with Eric Berry?
I haven't talked to him in a while. But as all my players, man, I just get when I see them doing the right thing and being productive and making a difference and giving back. That's all I can ask for. I always tell them, if I did anything for you, pass it forward. Don't worry about Coach Whitley. He's gonna be fine. So him and I mean it's a host of others. He had, Eric will be the first one to tell you he had a lot of great teammates in high school. All those guys worked tremendously hard. Had a good offensive line that allowed him to do what he needed to do, and so he was surrounded by good players. And I think he would tell you that. And so all those guys, when I see them on social media or get an opportunity to speak to them on the phone, they know I love them, and that's all that matters for me.
And during his high school career, did other coaches really admire Eric Berry like during his playing